Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dawn and Dreams. This is an ancestral bone casting. I'm your lady, Miss Z. If you don't know me, I am a spiritual reader. I guess what I'm gonna call myself, a spiritual reader, because I do tarot, bones, psychic readings, and you can find me at donandreams.com if you would like to book a personal reading, if you would like to book this type of reading. So we haven't done this in a while, and I actually wanted to do it a few weeks ago, but I wasn't able to do it. And why? Because I sat here for almost 10 minutes and they would not speak. So I guess it's not a thing where you can just, do it whenever you wanted to. And I already knew that, but if they don't want to speak, they're not going to speak. The ancestors that are attached to these bones, sometimes messages are just as a need only basis. Okay, of course, if you get a reading, then that's different. But as far as the public, it's certain times when they want to speak and when they don't. So that was interesting. But today, of course, we get to connect and do one of these deep readings because these are different from the cards. And as you know, if you have not looked at any of my other bone castings, I advise you to do that so you can understand, what the bones represent. Of course, they represent the ancestors. And of course, I only have like chicken bones in here, but, yet and still everything that represents a bone, okay? It represents a tie to the ancestors, and these are most connected to the ancestors. So without further ado, this reading is going to be on how powerful are you spiritually, okay? Now, some people measure how powerful you are by the number of spirits behind you, okay? And that's in very many forms. So we're going to just basically see. I wish it wasn't so bright in here. Um, Let me move over to the side a little bit. But anyway, so we're basically going to see how powerful are you, how many spirits are behind you, and of course you are powerful as a being on your own, but I'm just going to measure by how many spirits want to come forth and connect with you. Okay, so this is just going to measure if you need more spiritual protection, if you need to connect more, or if you're pretty much good and you have a big mass of people. Either way, it doesn't really matter because you could have a few beings around you and they're very strong and powerful. And you can have many who aren't. So it just depends on what comes up in the reading. I'm going to do three today, so you can pick between one, two, or three. Okay, one, two, or three. And they're not going to be really detailed readings. If you want, like I said, if you want to book a personal reading, book a personal. But this is just going to be short, quick, and to the point. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go to number one. Also, if you want to buy any items from me, I also have the cleansing kits back available. You can get that for my readers, okay? And I'll explain more in a later video of all the things that are in shop right now, but I have a lot of great things in the shop already that you can check out in the same place. All right, so let's go ahead and start up with one. If you need more time, pause the video, but we're going to get into it. Let's find out how many spirits are going to come forth, how many powerful spirits are in your way. Yes, this is what it's called. Hold on, guys. Music cut for a second. Okay. I feel a small connection, but I feel like you're making your family bigger. Okay. Hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see if I can just lift that up just a bit there so you can see a little more. Okay, if I can do that correctly. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Very close connected spirits. What I mean by this is I feel like, again, it may not be a big crowd, but I do feel that you have a small crew that is protecting you hand and foot, walking you through the process. But I do feel that you do need to get a little bit more, even more connected, okay? Because the head is all the way over there. And that tells me, and it's actually by divination, which represents to me that, because I also seen blue, and blue is a good color for intuition, gut feeling. So you may have some psychic gifts or something to that effect, to where you're very intuitive. But when you do your readings, if those of you who do readings, if you do your readings, you want to connect more to your ancestors. You want to make sure that you're calling upon them. But let it be known that you do have some spiritual protection here. Hmm. I actually feel higher energies, like gods and goddesses for this one. Maybe not that many, maybe like one or two, but with Oya and Oshun, that gives me a strong indication that it's more higher beings around you. But the thing about the higher beings is, it's just my opinion, it could be different for other people. Um, you are under the protection. You are, you know, guided divinely. But the ancestors are closer to earth. You can get to them a lot quicker. And I'm seeing the hand turned over. And they could be utilized for a lot more things, like your readings and the things, if you do art, if you whatever practice that you do. You don't have to do readings and stuff, I always say that, but you don't have to be doing that. It could be healing, it could be medicine, doing your spell work, anything spiritual that you're doing. Okay, anything non-spiritual that you're doing, you can count on them to be there. So it's kind of, in a weird way, I feel like it's like skipped. And some people can, it is possible to do that. You can skip over, your ancestors, and you can go straight to higher spirits. The deities, the gods, the goddesses. And I just call them higher spirits because I have, my spirit guides. Even the in the animal kingdom, there are, for me, there are more spirits that are closer, spirit guides that are closer to earth, and then there's some that are closer to heaven, is what I like to call it, closer to the sky. They are the ones that come around with the big issues. They are the ones that come around for the big signs that you need. And then you have the lower, I don't call them lower vibrational because they're not, just more down to earth, that can relate to you on a daily level. Okay, because that's why, and that makes sense because ancestors normally, you can have a few ancestors, I guess, if you're not connected to a lot of ancestors, but really your ancestors are endless as long as you can count them. Okay, your ancestors are endless. Um, and there's not really a limit to gods and goddesses or deities, but there is somewhat of a limit that you can think of in your head, because you may be only connect to one or two or maybe three. Okay, maybe even more than that, but typically it's like a small, you can count on your two hands of how many that you connect to, more than likely. So and that's just on a typical basis. I'm not talking about everyone and everyone around the world, but that's why this community is kind of small, but it is very strong. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because you have the bone right here in protection, the protective eye. Let's see if I see anything else, and then I'm going to move on. It is giving a number here. I forgot about this dice here. It's giving 5. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right, actually. Because 2 spirits here, they represent spirits here. And then you have 3 masks showing their faces. One of wealth, one of um, I would say a healer energy. It's kind of the in-between energy, because this healer is a person that gets you over troubled times. They keep you underway. So basically, if you're about to be broke, they give you just enough money to survive, type of spirit. They want to make sure that you're not completely in the ground, basically. And that's always a good thing to have, that type of energy around you, or they will manifest something for you really quick. You also have a goddess energy around you as well. Very, goddess energy is all around you. But nurturing and caring. I want to look this up. I want to a little more. I take that back with that one. You have the ancient unknown ancestor. Ancient unknown, basically meaning you have, it's still it's still an elevated being. Ancient unknown, and you have also the woman of wisdom, meaning someone who has been through a lot and has lessons to teach you. Okay, so that is the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and move on because we spent enough time on that one, way more than I wanted to. But those are the ancestors that are with you, or how powerful your spiritual team is, should I say. And like I said, it can get more powerful if you allow it to. Okay, let's see here. Let's go on to number 2. This is why I really only do 2, but today we're getting lucky and doing 3. All right, let's see how powerful you are. Basically, how powerful is the team behind you? Well, one thing I can say is number one, in my vision, I seen a lot of nature spirits, a lot of um, I would say connection to animals as well, because animals have things to do with the natural world. So you really need to go out and do more meditation and things like that, because that would benefit you. That would actually elevate your energy. You're in your prime when you're in the rain and you're out there just in nature, like grabbing amongst that natural power. And I know it's hard to get back to the natural, the most natural world, but as close as you can get to it as possible, it'll actually give you a lot of energy. Okay. Now, there's one thing that is standing out to me because I have the necessary evil beside me. You guys can't see this bone, but basically, what that means is you're not taking a lot of, I don't even want to say that in a bad way because it's not necessarily bad, but I think that you are very calm when it comes to certain things. Like, you know, you wouldn't be the type of person that would hex or do things to out to get people. Okay. um but honestly, I'm seeing that they actually would like more of that, not like they want you to hex somebody, because I know it's karmic, but um I think basically just be more protective of your energy and set boundaries. And this is just a message that's coming out, but setting more boundaries within yourself and also elevating your energy. Okay, let's see who's behind you. Yeah, because you honestly have the magic. Um, ancestor is further away, way off the board. So, needing to connect more to the indigenous and also the more natural things, herbs, spells, stuff like that. Needing to connect more to that so that you can set boundaries for yourself and set that protection up. Finding a guide in that way as well. And the crazy thing is, I say that, but I didn't even notice that. You know, you do have protection in the reverse. Um, hmm. Mm. I'm saying needing a redirection on certain things. It looks like you do communicate to your guides. You're closely working with someone dealing with finances and wealth, but they do need more structure, more um, like, I don't know how to put that though. More protection in certain ways. More spirits to help you in that way. Pay attention to those things. One, two, three, four, five. Three main spirits um, hang around you or are always with you. This could be family related. I'm seeing it's very family related, like family related energy. So your ancestors very much are close to you. And when I say three, I was like, where is it they're getting this number three? Because I'm seeing some ancient ancestors as well. But the three is coming from these three spirits here. And these could be ancestral. And then these right here would represent spirits that haven't passed on, or I ain't gonna say passed on because of course they've passed on, but spirits that haven't been in the other side for very long. So I would say within 5 years. Okay. maximum. I think within about 5 years, this person has passed on, maybe 6, maybe 7. But I say, I want to say 5 is the limit, but 7 maybe. Okay. They haven't been on the other side for very, very long. You've had experiences with these ancestors. You've lived to see them, type of thing, may or may not, but these are more ancestors closer to you that you may acknowledge through pictures and things. So you do have 3 close spirits beside you. And don't limit yourself to what I'm telling you. This is just what's coming up in this session, in this reading, that you can very well acknowledge, because I see some ancient ancestors that are coming up too, meaning there are more guardians around you. But I feel like it's kind of in and out, meaning on an as needed basis. Maybe every now and then you pray for certain things, and this guardian may come in to assist you, but it's like it's not something that's set in stone. And maybe you want to have something set. Maybe you want to create a certain altar for a certain god or goddess. Maybe you don't have to worship them, but you can definitely pay tribute to them and their energy that they can provide for you. Okay, look at it in different ways, because I know some of us aren't wanting to bow our heads and all this kind of stuff, but you can do those things. Whatever works for you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Have more set protection, because what I'm seeing right now is this just kind of loose-ended. But you do have people around you wanting to help. And also, I see that you could be very powerful. Now, to say you to be personally, because I'm talking about the spirits behind you as far as being powerful, but for you personally, you could actually be very powerful if you actually went in and actually really got on your stuff. Set up your boundaries, set up your protections, get out in nature a little bit more. I know that sometimes we can't get out there as much as we want to, but even if it's just once a week, if you ain't doing once a week, do it once a month. And if you're going to do it at limited time periods, you want to stay out there for a while. Okay. All right. So let's go on. I spent enough time on that. Wow, they really got to speak today. All right. Let's go to the last one. These readings are very draining. Okay. I see why they say, no, you can't do this every day. We not doing it every day. Okay. So let's see. How powerful is your spiritual team, your protection, what you have going on? Number 3. Okay, so something's coming out saying that you don't see the value in what you have. So let's see what that's talking about. Well, I feel that there's a heavy reliance on yourself. Like you take a heat of energy. You can utilize the spirits that are around you even more than what you do. They do want to point out that you are on the right soul mission, but they're also pointing at you getting more or receiving more knowledge towards your practice, okay, um, and direction. But basically, you rely too heavily on your own energy. That's what they're here for. That's what your spiritual protection, that's what your spiritual team is there for. They'll create the boundaries, they'll create the structure for you. Not to say you have to go under a possession, not that that's bad, but you don't have to necessarily give everything away, but utilize them, just like having your mother and your father. In the best case, they are your protection, right? So you want to utilize every part of your team. Get to know your spirit guides, get to know your ancestors. And your protection field could actually be a lot stronger. Because I'm saying that you may run into things on your path where you'll need that. And it's like, I don't know how to reach out to them. I don't know how to contact them. Well, it's very easy. You put things in place and you just start somewhere. Communicate more. Hmm. 5 is a number for you. It could be more. 5 spirits, very close knitted to you. Motherly energy and also warrior energy as well. Both of those are coming up in your spiritual team. It's weird because it's like you have all this right here. Like I have all of these things that I can do um, and rely on their help. But you would rather take on most of the energy yourself. And that's what they are there for. So the protection for you is actually there. Just exercise more communication, exercise your offerings. I know that a lot of you are, but just continue to do that until you see some results, until you get the answers that you're looking for. They will send you signs if you ask for the signs. Do the things that you have to do to make that communication fluid, and it will be. A lot of higher spirits. A few ancestors are coming through this in this reading. But yeah, they can energize you. All right, guys. So that's what I'm getting for that. I hope that makes sense to everybody. It was a long, thought out reading. Gosh, I didn't think it was going to be 30 minutes. But all right, we're done. So make sure that you like and subscribe if it resonates with you. You can also comment below which one you chose. If you would like to book a personal, again, the information will be below donandreams.com. You can also find all my other items in the shop that I sell. And yeah,